Selena, okay, okay. Oh, perfect. Is Miss Primrose coming?
Yep,
Oh,
there she is.
right there.
That's a nice Ferrari, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Tell you, I actually just got it back from the shop. Somebody
Oh,
stole it
nice.
and parked it in a swimming pool.
Yeah, they
That's
thought
rude.
it was a submarine. Yeah, good point. I should put light
It's
on it,
definitely
too.
not a submarine.
No, I found out the hard way.
It was in the shop for over a week, man. It was so upsetting.
Hello.
Hello.
All parties accounted for.
Yep.
Let's proceed upstairs. Do I have some drinks?
To Mrs. Price's office.
I'm gonna grab some drinks.
Oh, good point.
Yeah,
oh, fuck. I wish the
good
food
idea.
vending machines worked. Never keep any water in the coolers, though.
Nope.
It's the same at City Hall. There's never waters in the cooler.
No free water for you.
I have vending machines though.
Yeah. You can buy your $10 bottle waters that were energized with diamond crystals.
I think if they're energized by diamond crystals, they'd be worth a whole much more than $10.
That's true. That's true. You guys go ahead and follow Mr. Lynch, and I'll lock up behind y'all.
Upwards. I'm just staying back here so I can lock the door.
Well, that's why I followed behind him.
Ah!
All the way to the tip top.
Yep. Level 4.
Damn, I'd have put my trainers on if I was going to be walking up these stairs.
Take a right and then a left at the end of the hall.
Yeah, we have elevators, but they don't quite work yet.
This is better for your body.
Yeah. Get your butt muscles nice and firm.
This is my self-appointed office. Down here on the right.
She said self-appointed.
Yeah, well, we're the first ones to come here, so we claimed what we want.
Director.
Oh,
I'm the
never mind,
director.
cool.
Has Kane looked at the evidence that we found today?
Yes, I believe so. We just had a quick conversation.
How much do you love us now, Kane?
It's more like how much am I glad my job is not your job?
Oh, I love my job.
Oh no,
True.
I definitely appreciate every fucking bit of work you guys do.
We saw
It's
that. We
kinda
were so
ridiculous.
fucking excited when we saw that goddamn evidence.
Oh, exactly.
Kelly was literally moaning in pleasure.
This is tough for me to say.
What the fuck?
That
I'm not gonna ask what.
That might be too much information, John.
No, no, no,
I'm not
sexually.
gonna ask.
Thank you.
what the
Straight
evidence
shoot
is.
up.
We're not
What
gonna
is
ask
even
what the
for the
evidence you
following
find
my heart
is,
is
but yeah.
Phone records.
Oh, interesting.
All right, so really quick. So obviously, I know who the officers and Miss Rose are, but just really quick for sakes, I'm Assistant District Attorney Keaton Kane. And who else do we have today?
I am his defense attorney. My name is Selena Dawson.
Miss Dawson, and you are Mr. Joshua Bandz, I presume?
Correct.
All right.
Should we, as a formality, advise Mr. Bandz of his rights?
Yeah,
I'm going to do that for a formality, sir. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you should say or do can anyone be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. Have that attorney present during any and all questioning. You have one here, but if you did not, one would be appointed for you if it was available. Should you have requested one, you also have the right to stop questioning at any point in time. And you can request a lawyer at any point in time. That's not necessarily because you have one. And so we will be recording this. It's not going to be public knowledge, but we will be recording this conversation.
Understood.
Okay. So it's come to my attention, Mr. Bandz, that you are willing to have this conversation to discuss a deal of sorts in the current undergoings that are going on. Believe me, you're aware of what's happened so far, and you have potentially further information that could be provided about this case or could be represented, my office is willing to entertain a deal hinging upon your level of cooperation and the level of information you are willing to provide.
Okay.
Why
I would,
don't we have him start from the beginning? Are you willing to do that?
It was mostly written down in the statement, but I can go over exactly the same thing if you'd like me to.
I
yeah,
would. Your
just for our
initial
official
statement
record and
was
everything.
anonymous. I need it officially, on the record.
Okay, so how far in the beginning do you want to go?
Let's go ahead and start with explaining your relationship with Miss Salem and when she first reached out to you about what transpired.
Relationship is mother-in-law. I am currently married to her daughter, which maiden name is Danny Morris. First spoke to Skylar roughly around about a week or so ago about this happening. Sorry, fuck's sake, leave me alone. Currently about a week ago, we had a conversation, and she wanted somebody to carry out a quote-unquote hit on Miss Murdoch. At the time, I didn't really want to myself, and I told her no, and then it happened the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and it was pushed onto myself, and kept making it sound nicer for myself. And after a lot of just pushing, I agreed to the terms that she had set at the time, and went and carried out the say
And
mission, but not mission, I guess.
what were the terms?
The terms were written in the statement, as in what she wanted me to say to her, what she wanted me to do. She wanted me to say to her to leave the DOJ. She wanted me to make that very fucking clear. Her words exactly. The stuff that she wanted doing was she wanted me to puncture her with a knife wound, not enough to quote unquote kill Miss Murdoch, but enough so it would cause injury, as well as shaving Rose's head.
And what were you going to get in return?
Well, you guys already know that. Anyway, but I can confirm that it was a motor vehicle worth
And
roughly around about 400,000.
that was the pariah that's now registered to you.
That is correct.
Okay, go ahead and keep going on this. So that's everything. Go ahead, Kat.
After you carried out the contract, according to Miss Salem's, I guess requirements, as in puncturing her, shaving her head, making her leave the DOJ, she woke up in the hospital soaked with water. Can you explain why that would have happened?
Because I decided to place her within the water.
Miss Salem didn't want you to put her in the water. You decided to do that part?
I decided to do that part, yes.
Any reason you decided to do that part?
Personal reason was because I didn't want to leave Rose in the middle of where it happened. So I thought the best thing to do for myself was to put her in the water.
And would you tell us where exactly it did happen?
No comment.
And was it only you that was there for this? We've been led to believe there were other individuals involved.
No comment.
Do you remember how many times you punctured Miss Rose?
Once.
Once. Okay.
If I remember rightly, it was on the left-hand side between the third and fourth ribcage.
Going back to Miss Salem for a moment. Did she ever tell you to cover your trash? Anything like that? Delete messages?
Yeah.
Did you do so?
Yeah.
Um, did she say anything as to why she wanted this done?
To quote unquote teach Rose a lesson and put her back in her place.
Do you know what
Did
that lesson was?
Apparently, Rose has been a bit of a big mouth, from what I've been told. That's all I can really tell you. It's all I've been told. That was her reasoning behind it. I know that she doesn't like Rose spending as much time as she does with Roy. I think everybody knows that Skylar's a little bit protective of Roy. Would you say that? But obviously, well, you've got the information from the text messages anyway to show that that could be a different story.
Oh, I would say more than a little bit protective.
Um, did she ever request that you do anything else to Miss Murdoch?
She requested that I can't remember the exact wording she used at the time, but to if she needs a reminder, would I be happy enough to do it?
And then what did you tell her in response?
I can't remember. If I
Okay.
can, I'd tell you, but obviously, as I said,
Okay.
I do no longer have the capability to even look.
Okay.
And that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Last night, there were some people around a residence that Rose was near. Do you know anything about that?
I was asleep last night for the entire night.
Okay.
Did Miss Salem ever assist you, giving you information about Miss Murdoch, where she might be, what she might look like, who she'd be with, or give you any ideas of things, other things you could do to her, or perhaps other people?
Yeah.
Could you elaborate on what this
It
information
was going to
was?
be my follow-up.
Yeah, I can do. As I know, you obviously you already know as well, that she had asked me to either kidnap Miss Brittany to hold her for ransom for Miss Murdoch. Um, there was either I think it was blow up her car, and I think there was something else, but as I say, I can't recall the rest.
Has she ever asked you to do anything like this to teach other people a lesson?
She's talks a lot of shit. Sorry for the profanity, but she does.
You're fine.
And I've never taken any of that pretty seriously. But this one was definitely more of a serious matter to her, from what I could tell. So I can't answer that with pure honesty at the time.
Let me ask you this question. What was her, because I do know that you had several phone calls uh, with uh, Miss Salem Mercer, even on the day in question, the day that Miss Murdoch was kidnapped and stabbed and left in the water. What was her demeanor when you were on the phone, and what were those conversations about?
Not all conversations was about that. Conversations about other things in general. We talk normally as is anyway, with her obviously being my mother-in-law. I think one may have been a phone call to say that it is finished. But other than that, the rest was nothing to do with Miss Murdoch.
Now, was it just Miss Salim who was contacting you about this? Was anyone else privy to this that you
No.
know of?
Just her. But always, I like to share with the room as well that I know my attorney has a couple of things that she'd like to go over that has been passed through from the medical records from recent events that apparently needs to be shared while in this meeting. So I'll let her take over from here for a little bit.
If I could ask one more question, sir, though, just real quick, we know that the pariah was exchanged to you as payment for this. We have evidence of that. Let me see if I can find it specifically. $100K car for him and $300K for you. Who is him?
No comment.
No comment. Okay.
Really quick before we move on to the rest, could I get myself, detectives, Miss Dawson, and Miss Rose to leave the room real quick? I want to have a conversation with the detectives and Miss Dawson really quick.
Okay.
Be right back, sir.
Rose, I'll just have you stay out here. This is. All right. I know you got some information for us, Miss Dawson, but I'm gonna be blunt on this. The whole part of the deal that he's gonna be facing here is upon his cooperation. He's cooperating to a degree right now.
We already have all of the information that he's giving us. It is solid information. It is confirmed from the phone company, her text messages.
Yeah, I'm gonna be obscenely blunt to a degree that I'm not normally. The only way he doesn't leave here with full charges is if he gives us something new that we do not already know of, and his full cooperation and testimony in court.
Which is also something I wanted to discuss as far as
And by full
As far as-
cooperation, I do mean the other co-conspirators in this as well. That is something that I understand he may fear retaliation from, but he needs to at least give us a lead on this for me to consider the amount of immunity that he's going to be asking for with the severity of these charges.
Right. So what I wanted to go over was the fact that he wouldn't be getting, or it doesn't seem like, as far as like the charges go, attempted murder would fit. More
No,
like-
it would. It absolutely would.
Yeah,
He stabbed a woman and threw her in the ocean. That is beyond reproach the exact definition of attempted murder. You don't throw an unconscious, bleeding individual in the ocean if you don't mean for them to die.
I mean, I was thinking more of like, some agbat or something.
That's if he's cooperating. Do we give him any sort of deal?
I do know he does not want to testify, and he as if we can get a deal, he would be willing to take certain charges.
I can see about a sealed testimony where it is just himself, his representation, and a judge possibly present. But the fact of the matter is his testimony is key evidence.
It is possible if we get a name, we can get phone records from the other individual, and that would be sufficient evidence depending on what was in there. And he might not have to testify.
Okay.
The bottom line is, at this point, with what he's stating right now, he's saying he was the sole individual responsible for her torture, kidnapping, and attempted murder. if he's unwilling to provide anything greater, that's evidence that we don't have already that proves this fact that he was the sole conspirator, he will most likely be facing those exact charges, and it's kidnapping of a government official on top of just kidnapping, as well as conspiracy and, to a degree, even obstruction, since he has admitted to destroying evidence. I just want to
Okay.
make sure you're on the same page as we are looking at what he's telling us.
Right.
He right now is between a rock and a hard place. I'm willing to offer some sort of deal, potentially lesser charges, potentially immunity to a degree, but he needs to understand he needs to give us a little bit more than just things he believes we're already aware of.
I
And
mean, a deal
I
should be
commend
in place
I commend
regardless.
him. I commend him for coming forward, but
Right. But I mean, you wouldn't even know anything about anything if it weren't for him coming forward.
it's possible. But here's the thing: he came forward to Miss Murdoch to kick off the investigation. He didn't come forth to the police department or to our office. He came forward to the individual who he felt guilty about doing these things to. And yes, that kicked off the investigation. I can commend him for feeling regret or remorse. However, that does not absolve him of the deeds he's done. And the fact of the matter is, a deal for charges of this magnitude, I have to consider the standard that's going to set.
To be honest, and I'm not trying to speak for the 88 here, but I would believe that the whole reason we're even considering giving him anything is because he did kick this off. Like, that is that's the reason he's here now and not already in Bolingbrook.
I'm trying to give your client every benefit of the doubt that he does truly feel remorse and regret and is trying to make up for those actions. But there's a large part of me that has to think professionally. In the statute of my office, I cannot just go around offering up immunity or lesser charges to someone who's committed such an act without very good reason to do so. And while his remorse does sway me to offer some sort of lesser charge potentially on a level of attempted murder that I'm not swayed from yet, I'll be blunt.
Okay. We also need to keep in mind as well that he was in a very bad car accident. So his memory is like stuck back in like January.
Well, he still seems to remember enough stuff about this.
Well, this is just, in recent. So anything that's really happened in the past few months, prior, he doesn't really remember anything.
When was his car accident?
I don't know the exact date. I know there's a medical record. You can get that from Danny or
Like how long ago?
I'll be blunt.
it's been like within the past.
Yeah, I'll be blunt with you. You just told me to get his medical records from his wife.
Well,
Also,
I mean, whoever else is like,
They're
don't know
not
what
going
he
to
wants
give
to
us
be in
his
this.
medical records without
Yeah.
his consent.
and also, I mean, he clearly remembers about this crime, and that's all we're really caring about. I don't care what he ate for lunch a month ago. We want the co-conspirator in this. We know there's at least one based off of the text messages that we recovered. And we want him to testify about this case, which he clearly remembers. He's saying no comment, not I don't remember.
Right. Like I said, I mean, this just happened the other day.
Yeah, so that's what we're trying to get at, is if his accident doesn't prevent him
No,
from
dog, you
remembering
can trust my
these
wife.
things. I mean, while we sympathize with him for a bad accident, we've all had them. if he can remember and
I'm
recall
just
these
saying
things.
he's not in
yeah.
his right mind. This isn't something.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to agree with John. He's not saying I don't remember. He's saying no comment.
Correct.
The other thing is, if he in fact has had some sort of memory problem, he's not going to be a very good witness in a court of law. He's going to be quickly discredited. And then he's of no use to us in that way.
Either way, I believe the bottom line of what we're trying to get at is we're advising you in your client's best interest. We'll give you a moment to talk with him, but I feel as though he needs to give us something that we do not already know, or that he believes we do not already know, for this to really feel as something that
I'll
we
be
can
honest, we
seriously
could have gotten
consider a
the
deal of the
search
magnitude
warrant
I'm already
request
considering.
based upon the photo.
I have a deal drawn up that is a potential, but at this point, he's yet to give us anything that warrants that deal. He's given us information, as he already said, that he believes we already know or we already have access to.
And what is the deal?
So, there's multiple levels of this deal. The best case scenario for him is his absolute and full cooperation agreement to testify on stand, give up any and all co-conspirators, their names, their contact information, the actions they took upon that day, testify for them as well. And if he goes along with full cooperation, we'd be willing to offer him protective custody as well as full immunity as a protected witness. That is full immunity from all charges, so long as he agrees to testify on all behalfs of any and all co-conspirators. He would agree to surrender the pariah that was used upon payment for this act, as it was gained through illicit and illegal activities. He'll surrender that to the state, or he'll sell it off and give the money back to the state to pay for the court costs and damages to the individuals involved. That is his best case deal. If he's only willing to testify or give information on Miss Salem, I have charges I'm
Shooting an
willing to
unarmed man.
consider. I need to finalize those in my
So
deal
true.
and discuss them with the detectives and see if they agree with them or not. But that is not going to get him out of prison time. That he will still be facing time for that, or potentially a criminal case himself on that.
Okay. Well, let me speak with him for a little bit.
Yeah, we'll be just out here in the hallway. We'll give you guys a minute. I just want to make sure you're aware of that.
I left because I noticed Rose was in there alone with him, and I didn't feel like that would be good
Yeah, I sort of.
for her to get out in the hallway.
Yeah,
Because I don't. I don't
I
want.
sort of
Leah trying to get away.
understand. Yeah, I understand why she's here, but at the same time, I feel like maybe I should have told her to stay at home.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna do anything. I just don't want, like, later on Finch or somebody to go, "Oh, you left the suspect and the victim in the same room together alone? What the fuck is this police work?" And
Yeah.
got them separated.
Yeah, no, he was not giving us shit that we don't already know, even
I mean, he was
according to
even
him.
telling us, "You know this already."
Yeah, I'm not gonna play that bounce around game for the next hour. He's gonna give us something, or he's gonna leave here and go straight to Bolingbrook prison. That is my exact belief, and God, I feel sorry for that
You,
lawyer.
Mr.
Telling me I need to go to
Avakian,
his
deadly.
wife for his medical records. Yeah, nope, that ain't happening.
No, I'm
Unless
not
you want his
interested.
wife to face conspiracy or obstruction charges as well.
I mean, that was an excellent point. He's not saying I don't remember. He said no comment.
Thank you.
Exactly.
And those terms sound good to me.
and
That's
he
literally the
seems-
only thing that he needs to give us is the name of, excuse me, the co-conspirator.
No, you're good.
We know they
That
exist.
is-
There's text messages. Coquette Blackfin, $100,000 car for him and $300,000 for you.
Mm-hmm.
she was still being pursued whilst Miss Salem was in custody?
He's getting. I mean, that is one hell of a deal. Full immunity for attempted murder of the fucking district attorney of the state.
Oh, yeah. But like I said, that's
You'd
for
be
him.
stupid not to take that.
That's for him to turn and testify on every single individual involved. That's the only way that full immunity comes to the table.
Oh yeah. He and the thing is too, like she's talking about, he has no memory. Like he recalled just fine, and he pointed out details we did not tell him that we already got from text messages. So he can remember that perfectly fine. He even remembered the he couldn't remember the word, but he remembered the about doing it again to a reminder. You know.
Here's my question, though, and this is where I'm concerned if Miss Salem can be charged with the attempted murder now, since he stated, "Oh, she just wanted me to stab her. It's my idea to throw her in the ocean."
Could I be let out? I've got to go meet with one of my lawyers real quick for an urgent matter.
Yeah, sure. I'll let you out.
Awesome.
Well, either way, she hired him to do a job, and I mean, he flat said it. He stabbed her left side between the third and fourth rib. You go 3 to 4 inches. That's the heart. I'm no medical professional, but my heart's on the left side of my body, right around that area. Pretty sure if that's where he was instructed to stab her, that's kind of proof of attempted murder there. You stab that damn close to the heart and everything that's around it.
I don't think we actually have a torture charge.
I don't think we do either, honestly. I maybe need to bring that up in the next meeting I have with the judges about charges for something like that.
I mean, I would say kidnapping somebody, stabbing them, and shaving their head would, What you're asking, what is the penalty? Probably an extended stay in prison.
So one of the reasons I feel like she could still be charged is she set this in motion.
Mm-hmm.
And his actions are an extension of now hers.
Okay, he is ready to if you
to talk
have any
again.
more questions,
Yeah.
but he does not want to give up the other individual involved.
Well, the problem with that is we already know everything and have all of the evidence that we need that he is stating. We already have all that.
Right.
And there are still people out chasing her down. There are still people trying to collect on this contract. And they need to be stopped.
Yeah, we know that money or that car has not been transferred, which means it hasn't been paid, which means that co-conspirator very well could be still going out there trying to finish the job so he gets.
They're not going to sentence her to death for an attempted murder charge.
Information and why, I mean, full immunity for
I know, me
attempting
too.
to kill the fucking district attorney is a crazy good deal.
I don't. To be honest, I don't even know who the person is. Like he won't even tell me. So.
All right. Well, we may ask him about that 1 or 2 more times. Try and get him to understand our side of things. But
yeah.
At the end of the day, he's got to meet us somewhere for some sort of deal on something that maybe we don't know about.
Okay. Well, we can go back in there and talk to him.
All right. Probably better.
It's got to be on one of these phone calls. Yeah, but they're not even going to consider it for an attempted murder charge.
Let me go ahead and turn the recorder back on. Beep. I like to make sound effects when I turn on recorders. It doesn't. Yeah, sorry.
God damn, I look
Well,
good
I'm glad
today.
we got that on recording, John.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Bandz. So we did discuss with your lawyer, and I believe she probably will have told you everything that we discussed. Look, at the end of the day, you kind of said it yourself. You're giving us information you believe we already know. Do you have anything to offer that you believe we do not know about, or are you willing to agree to at least testify in this case to back up your statements on recording and on record?
I have stated while I'm recording today that I am giving you information that you already know because of myself, the person that had already given you this information. So you're asking for more information about something that you knew nothing about. Not a location, not even a weapon. You literally had no idea about anything at all. There was nothing there except for what I had told you. You didn't know it was Skylar. You had no idea it was her. You could have had assumptions. There's no proof. So you couldn't do anything with it anyway, even if you thought it was her. And then you had no idea who it was that had, even what had happened to Rose. So there was no case to begin with. I have given you a case, and the stuff that you're giving me is, unfortunately, it's just spitting in my face and going "fuck you." That's what your deal is here for me.
Full immunity for the attempted murder of a high-ranking government official is spitting in your face.
Well, for what you want, yeah. For the thing I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm just not gonna give that one thing up for you.
What I want is for people to stop hunting her down. There's still a contract out there. It's very evident. The car hasn't been transferred. The Blackfin Coquette, still in her name, has not been transferred. It's a $100,000 car. It's the one that she was speaking of that will be given to him. Him is still hunting her down.
Yeah, she, even while in custody, flat out stated there are still people
you just said that
hunting
he is
her.
Still hunting her down? Is that what you just said?
Yes.
Is there any proof of that is that individual? Because
I don't know who the individual is.
So you're looking for the wrong person because you don't even know who it is, so you're not even looking technically for a person.
Well, that's what I want to know, who it is.
Okay, I understand that you want to know. Unfortunately, you're not going to know.
So, on the record, just for our sakes, you are unwilling to give up any co-conspirator or tours that may be involved in this.
Correct.
Are you willing to offer up your testimony in court against Miss Salim?
No, I understand what he's saying.
No.
Are you willing to offer any information whatsoever that you believe we are unaware of at this time from your previous coming forward out of remorse or guilt?
I'm giving you all the information.
Is that all the information that you already have provided, or all the information that you are willing to provide or that could be provided?
I've given you all the information that I will provide to you. The only ones that I won't is accomplices, like I have stated. Stated that prior to this, and I'm stating it during this.
But you are stating that there were accomplices by not being willing to give them up.
I am stating that there was one accomplice, yes. Who I can put to shore to all of your minds that is not the person that is going after Rose now. I have no idea to do with that. If I had information on it, I could tell you, but I don't. But I can tell you for sure that it's not that individual.
Have you spoken to the co-conspirator anytime recently so you can be absolutely sure it is not that individual?
Yes. And in person before you ask. Because it was me who it came to, so he has no realization to be doing it.
Can you speak on the potential threats that were alleged or possibly going after Miss King. Do you know if there's any plans to still do that?
That was a suggestion at the time to get Rose to go to Miss King. If there's anything to follow it, I don't know. If there's something to do with Brittany as a personal reason, I don't know. That was simply, to me, to kidnap Brittany because I could hold her for ransom. That's what that was stated for,
Oh, sorry.
to my knowledge.
It's my cup of water. I drank it all though.
You do realize that testifying in court, you won't have to give up the co-conspirator. You would be testifying for the information that we have gone over today.
Yeah, I know. And I still don't want to testify in court, which I had stated, what, a day or two ago?
Is there any particular reason you don't wish to testify?
Yeah, personal reasons.
Are you afraid of retaliation?
No. Personal reasons that will be disclosed, not disclosed.
I don't have any questions. He's clearly not going to answer.
So I'm going to be frank, Mr. Bandz. Just the mere fact of the evidence that you'd already sent to Miss Murdoch out of guilt or remorse, and the fact that it was used to place the warrants and then the arrest of Miss Salim, I can almost assure you she appears to be smart enough to already have probably put two and two together that it was you that provided the information if you were the only one she provided this information to at this time.
I understand.
Well, I look good.
Is it selfie time, Mr. Bandz?
It was for Kelly, so it's the selfie time for me too.
Of course.
Nothing wrong with a good selfie.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes, I did, John. Mr. Kane, that is a fine suit you are wearing today. Always looking professional.
No one has to attempt to do so at
What's
times.
up with the deal? Look at this theme. We got red and dark.
You
We're all
cowboys.
like
Honestly,
dressed in
I'll be
black.
blunt. It just feels goddamn comfortable, honestly. Once you get used to something, you get used to it.
Roy, Jerry, you, all cowboys.
I know, it's really the cowboy hats for me.
I'm gonna start rocking a cowboy hat. I guess it'd be a cowgirl hat.
Oh no.
Kelly, I don't know if you could pull it off.
Do not challenge me, Matt.
Oh yeah, don't tell her that.
That's why I said it. Because I knew
Oh.
she'd do it.
Mr. Bandz, you also look quite dapper in your suit.
wow,
What is
thank
that
you.
jacket made out of? It's very shiny. It's got a sheen to it.
It is. It is. I don't really know. I'm
Is
not
it
really
like
a tailor, so I'm
leather
not
or is it
100%.
like sateen? Sateen's
It's
kind
more
of
of a
cheap,
sateen.
but you know, it
Yeah,
still looks
well.
good.
That's the difference. It looked nice, and it was cheap. That means it's the best one.
I think I can smell your cologne from here. It's delightful.
Oh, thank you.
So in your original statement that you sent to Miss Murdoch, you state that you followed her for 2 days to find out where she works, who she's close to, and etc. Was anybody else made aware of these locations?
No.
And what locations did you find that she frequented or potentially lived at or stayed near?
No comment.
I have a question. It might be
I have a
unrelated.
feeling.
Yeah. In 2 seconds, I need to pull this up.
You're all good.
I got 15 minutes. A couple of weeks ago, there were some pictures, some actual photographs that were taken of Miss Murdoch, Miss Salem sitting in chairs in front of PDM. And there's another one of Miss Murdoch, I believe, pretending to finger point a weapon at Miss King. And then there's a vehicle photo. Do you know anything about those pictures?
No. Pure honesty, no. The only picture I know about this of Primrose is the one that was sent to me by Skylar of her and Roy next to each other.
She lied to me. She said she only ever sent that to Roy. She sent that to him first.
That sounds about right.
Also, in your original statement, you stated you somehow were able to cut the power and surveillance systems to PDM when you snatched up Miss Murdoch. Could you provide us any information on how you did that or where you gained the supplies to do so?
There's a fuse box at the back of the building. It's not hard to pry one of them open.
That other name has to be in here somewhere. I don't know, Mr. Kane. I'm gonna leave it up to you.
What do you think? Just a quick question. You said Salem was pestering you for days to do this. Why do you think she picked you?
Don't know, to be honest. Not a lot of people like her. But to be honest, who can blame, to be fair? The reason why I came forward, which I don't know if I have stated this to Rose beforehand, was for the sheer factor of what she had said about Roy. When it came to the beginning, I thought it was a bit twisted as fuck as it was anyway. And then when it came to do with Roy, which is her fucking husband, that's when it became to me that now she's just a little bit on the more mental side. Maybe bipolar, I don't know.
And for the record, what did she say about Roy?
It was in a text message that you have.
Right, I was just saying for the record.
If I remember rightly, it was to teach it. Do you want to know somebody that could teach him a lesson, or if I could? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
John, your hands are disproportionately small for the rest of your body.
That's not true.
Well, that'll be on the record now.
Yeah, that's always a lovely one to have on there.
That's all right if it's true. The thing they say about hands and something else isn't true.
Okay, well, we don't need to get into that for the record.
Oh, okay. I can't put it on the record, but she can put. Okay.
It's actually feet. So
Say if you've got big feet,
Oh, I think it was hands too, isn't it?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't follow up on all those things.
Now I'm gonna be self-conscious about my fucking hands.
I mean, as long as they still fit in a bowling ball, you should be fine for this.
It's true. It's true. Make sure
you
they
have to
fit in the
use
ball.
kid bowling ball.
He's the same one as me, but I have women hands.
Me and Rose did have a
To be fair, you do have
thought
big
that
hands for a
behind that
woman.
painting you have a safe with your bowling shoes in it, Miss Price.
Oh. No, I'll keep those in my locker at work.
We had a feeling you'd be hiding them from everybody.
They are pretty great shoes. Mr. Kane, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'll be honest. I have many thoughts on this.
I don't want to punish him because I want people to want to
I'll be
come
blunt,
forward.
Mr. Bandz, you're putting me in a hard position here. While I understand and appreciate your willingness to come forward, basically all you have given us is your admittance on the record that you took part in these events. You're backing up the statements you already provided. Here's
end
the
an entire case. But okay.
well, that's
That
again,
remains.
you have to understand, Mr. Bands. I have to look at this on the letter of the law as well, with the potential crimes that I'm looking at, and figure out what I can do within those. There's certain things that are, in all honesty, things that are already set in precedent that I have the ability to offer certain deals on, but I also have to consider the severity of them. And believe me when I say this, I am considering them. This is not something I'm walking into
Wait, which
unwilling to
point?
hear your side and make any sort of deal. But on the same vein, I have to look at this as
Oh, my dog is so cute.
the bottom line is a very heinous crime was committed, and it was basically committed under contract. So I have to consider the fact of, while yes, you are coming forward and providing information and assisting, you're doing so while attempting to set terms and while stating for a fact you're going to hold back certain things for your personal reasons. And I have to take that into consideration when I look at the deals I'm willing to offer and make. At this time, even though you have stated that you eventually followed her advice and deleted text message evidence, I'm not going to push obstruction on you.
Okay.
At this time, you've stated and backed up the facts that we already were aware of, that you did agree and in fact take payment in the form of a pariah for the kidnapping and torture, which ended up in the result of what I can only look at and construe with how it was done, the attempted murder of the district attorney, Primrose Murdoch. One does not simply throw a body into the water expecting it to be found. It's a pretty grave occurrence, sir. And the fact of where you've stated you stabbed her, I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but my heart's on the left side, right around in those areas where a knife could easily reach it. I'm not a medical professional, and I don't assume you are to know how far you could stab.
Let's get a
in
medical
before potentially
professional
hitting
for the
something dangerous,
courtroom.
but there's a lot of dangerous things on there. It's a dangerous place to stab somebody, which I have to look at and consider how much wound harm that really could have done. We're lucky Miss Murdoch was pulled from the water by whoever did. She got medical attention and she came out alive, even if she is traumatized beyond all belief. The bottom line is, I've heard what you've said. And DA Murdoch has had several conversations with me about how she feels on it and how she really doesn't want to see you get hurt for this, because she believes perhaps you were in a vulnerable state and Miss Slim took advantage of that. However, I'll be blunt with you, sir. Taking all that into consideration, the bottom line is this. My office still views these acts as heinous
It's on the left
and wrong.
side.
Regardless, you will be facing charges of criminal kidnapping of a government employee. You will be facing charges of conspiracy. And at this time, unless further information changes or is divulged, I cannot, in due conscience, advise officers not to go ahead and press the charge of attempted murder.
Damn.
I am holding back on other charges that I believe do apply. And I am doing my best to consider your position in this. What I am going to advise is that when these charges are placed, I will be advised you be placed into protective solitary custody inside a Bolingbroke prison, so as not to face any repercussions in prison from Miss Slim if she believes that you turned on her. But at this
Damn.
time, I can't offer you the fullest level of immunity possible because to a degree, I can't guarantee without certain stances that you won't continue to be in contact with the other individuals, tip them off to hide evidence or anything of that sort. You've already stated you met in person with your co-conspirator and that they're out there still. And while I understand your position that they are not still hunting Miss Murdoch, they are still a threat that agreed to go along with this. And it's the firm position of my office that I cannot look the attempted
look
murder of anyone
very
in this state
bad,
and
though,
without
for the case, if
far greater cooperation than you're willing to provide, be willing to let
didn't
that
get charged.
go as an immunity thing. So at this time, I would say, under the advice of my office, we won't press some charges, but those 3 that I have listed, I'm advising officers to go ahead and press on you and place you into custody on today.
Okay.
That hurts us,
Where do
though,
we go from
too, as detectives. Like, nobody.
You make a plea.
So far as my office is concerned, the offer of full immunity for agreeing to testify and provide all information will stand until Miss Slim faces her day in court. At any point, if you wish to take this offer, you can contact your attorney or our office, and we will try and facilitate that offer. But that offer is only good until her day in court is arranged.
Okay.
I have the paperwork ready to go. Oh no, my car is gonna be.
So how long is he looking at?
With the charge of attempted murder, he will be held until trial. And it'll be a judge's discretion based upon the trial how long he'll face the Bolingbroke Penitentiary.
So I now have to wait out her time and then still do my own time.
That is the definition of a held until trial charge, sir. You will be there until your trial
You
is
just
done.
state that that's not my trial. You just state that
No, I said the deal for full immunity is on the table until her trial.
okay, if I state that I'm not going to be giving any more information,
Well, then you will await your trial in Bolingbroke Penitentiary and then serve your sentence as the judge deems it.
okay, so I have to wait for her trial, and then even if I still don't choose full immunity, I then have
No,
to
you
wait
wouldn't have to wait
again
for a
to do
trial.
my-
If you're stating, sir, that you have no intention of providing any additional information, then the immunity deal is off the table. You could go to prison right now and wait for a trial.
So then I just get my own trial as well. Okay, so
Yes.
Yep. You would have your own trial unless you are called by the judge because you were in Bolingbroke Penitentiary or anything of that sort, or unless you agreed to testify. I can't speak for what'll be done in that regard, but you'll be in Bolingbroke Penitentiary until your trial at the very least.
Okay. The tsunami's about to come, and afterwards I'd like a moment with my attorney to talk things over privately, and
Yeah.
then finish off the conversation with you guys.
Yeah, that'll be
Be late for
afforded
my
to
own.
you, and then officers will do their job.
Sounds good enough?
We'll just back up here, I guess, and we'll see if we can get a vehicle to provide transport for
I'll
everybody.
call for a marked unit or two. We'll need to.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
the party bus back up here.
Yeah,
Hey, you get
potentially
that party bus.
DOC's around. We can get them up here real quick.
Sure, Jim. Hey, thank you.
I would be willing if he would testify, even in private quarters. Well, they're both fucked. Based on the evidence, like they are both fucked. How far back does this go? Oh. Let me save that. I don't know if I'm gonna go get some drink real quick. I'm gonna get some more water. Some water. Ain't neither one of them roaming anywhere. They're both incarcerated. I don't know why my 5M isn't opening. You go here. I got like 30 seconds. Where is it? It's not. Why isn't it opening? 5M, hello? Why, hello? In that. In that. In that. Run it as administrator. I feel like there's an issue with running 5M. Yep, it doesn't run under elevated privileges. Okay, there we go. I got it. To be fair, it's possible that I would have already had enough evidence to get the search warrant for Scholar's phone records. Shit, I didn't get number 1. Oh, my CPU is working overtime. It's fine now. My memory, my Google Chrome takes up so much memory. I have so many tabs and windows open. It's slightly ridiculous. Oops. Oh, definitely not number one. I took too long. God damn it. That's my concern. What's my number? Like 38. God damn. Hey, look, the recorder's still there. Like, the only way that people will ever come forward is if they get something out of it. And we're not going to be giving somebody something in return. What he should have done is before he ever shared any information with Primrose was contact a lawyer and get immunity at that point.
So what's wrong with my hands?
Nothing's wrong with your hands. I just felt like breaking up the intensity with small talk.
Oh. Now I'm
I'm gonna be
self-conscious
late
of
to
putting
my
hands
bowling
up.
tournament, John.
I know, we are. We're gonna be so late. Okay. Well, they can't really start without us, at least, I guess.
Yeah.
Can you put out a tweet saying bowling tournament delayed half an hour or something? Maybe?
Yeah, we're gonna try and make it on time.
Okay.
Hopefully people don't go off duty for this meeting now.
I know my attorney's being lazy and she's sleeping a little bit longer. She's going to be roughly around about 3 to 5 minutes.
No,
Okay.
that's okay, Mr. Bandz. And I do want to make you aware of something.
Um,
I'm not just going to be throwing the
Yep.
book at you here with these charges. I am going to make a note in these charges that you did come forward with information and to consider that in deciding the sentence. I just my whole position on this is I have to look at the letter of the law, and attempted murder is
Don't worry,
a
I'm not
charge
stupid. I
that-
understand. Like I get the reasoning behind this. Like I do. Can I just get confirmation again on what deals that you said you had to offer,
So
just so I know?
the biggest and best one is full immunity in exchange for full cooperation. This would include testifying, giving all any information you're aware of, which would include any possible co-conspirator or conspirators, and the willingness to give full written statements on their involvement, etc. That is the best case deal I can offer you. That one would protect you from all charges. It would also involve the surrender of the vehicle that was received in payment for this, whether that was just to surrender it to the State Department or to sell it and give money to the State Department to pay for court costs or for medical expenses for those harmed in the crimes.
I gotta say, either way, he might lose that vehicle anyway, because it's been used in a crime. Or been part of a crime.
Yeah. Either way, I'm going to leave it to a judge to decide if that vehicle is surrendered. That'd be something that probably be discussed in your court case, depending on what you decide to do. I'm willing to consider lesser charges. I'd have to figure out exactly what lesser charges could be considered for further information on anyone who aided or conspired with you to carry out these acts. I understand to a degree in not wanting to give them up, but you have to understand where we're coming from with it. While your word, yes, we appreciate it because you came forward and everything, we can't guarantee this individual won't do something because they know you got something from this, And there is that text in Miss Salem's records that show there was another vehicle potentially offered to someone and to assist in this.
Okay.
Would you be willing to testify in closed chambers?
This is something that I'm going over with the attorney. So at this time, I don't have any answers for you.
Yeah. Again, like I was trying to say, deals are not
it
fully
wouldn't
off
be
the table.
long.
It is just the biggest reason, I will be honest with you, why you'll be placed into custody depending on things is I can't. Bottom line is this: you came forward, and I appreciate the hell out of that. That's something I'm definitely not going to hold against you, and I'm going to make every recommendation possible for a degree of leniency on that. But I have to look at the letter of the law and the crimes involved. If I let you walk out of here today, I'll be
Who the
blunt,
fuck is
Mr.
having
Bands.
race wars tonight the same night as my
and I
bowling
can't judge
tournament?
you for that. But I can't say you aren't gonna go back out there, let your co-conspirator know, and they may try and kidnap you to keep their name out of things. They may try and kill you. They may go after Miss Murdoch because now she's aware potentially somebody else was involved. Hell, they may even try and get sent to prison to go after Miss Salim. I can't guarantee what other parties will do if I were to allow you to go back out on the streets after being involved in this and they find out. That's my biggest concern to a degree in that front, is both for
When
your
was race
safety and the
wars
safety of everyone
established?
involved in this case. What happens if I just let you walk out of here?
I planned the tournament like 3 weeks ago.
Kelly, do you have like a sandwich or something?
And trust me, it's not that that's something I didn't already consider.
I have one cannoli.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'd had thoughts of,
I've got an
you
entire
know,
pizza if you want some.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'd have thoughts of,
Thank you.
I'd have thoughts of,
Ah,
allowing you to walk and set up things or anything like that, and turn yourself in on your own recourse. But the bottom line is this: without knowing who your conspirator is and being able to have eyes on them, I worry if somebody else involved is tracking your movements, perhaps to see if they're getting turned in, or if they're tracking, because obviously Miss Slim is in jail, and it's a high profile arrest. People are already aware of it and talking about it around the city. I mean, there's no way for us to hide that once it got out, and that's the thing that I tried to express to DA Murdoch when she said she was in communication with individuals. I said I can only offer so much protection until she's put into custody. Once she's put into custody, she'll be aware of it, and so will anybody else that was involved. You know, I mean, strictly speaking, and being blunt, it takes fucking balls to step forward about something like this, and I commend you for that. It's not something I expect every day out of just anybody involved in something like this, and it's something I don't want to dissuade people from doing. But at the end of the day, I have to look at the law as the law and what I can expect and uphold in that. And I mean, we can both be blunt and say what you did was pretty damn wrong, but regardless of the reasons for it and everything else, I have to look at that purely in that state. And
I gotta say, to be fair, and again, I'm not speaking for the district attorney's office. I imagine the reason we're even having this conversation, or that a deal could be even made, is because of the fact that you came forward.
Mr. Bands, I know you're a smart individual. I hope you to some degree, appreciate my level of intelligence. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I guess what I'm maybe trying to get across here is I understand. I appreciate you coming forward. I do. 9 times out of 10, that's never going to happen. But that's what we need at the end of the day, is cooperation from somebody or anybody to essentially be able to work cases. And I don't want to see you, be punished. And I believe that Mr. Kane here is offering, reasonable deals in exchange for your cooperation. I don't want you to be discouraged from cooperating in the future, or word getting out, and other people being further discouraged from cooperating. Did I make any sense there?
Yeah, you made sense. Okay, I'm gonna step to the side with my attorney. I'm gonna have a little bit of a conversation. If that's okay with all of
Okay.
you.
We'll
Yeah,
give you the rope.
we can
Yep.
step out in the hallway. Yeah. I feel kind of dirty about that, but I'm trying to
I
think
mean,
about
if
things.
you think about it in the grand scheme of things, let's say Miss Salem is in jail. We have the person that's like, yeah, accepted this deal. I would, and like I texted you, I would be, if he would be willing to even just testify in closed chambers.
Here's the thing.
The fact that she pushed and pushed and pushed until he finally gave in. Like, she kept sweetening the pot until he got to the point where he was like, you know what? I mean, that, to me, in my opinion, would be something more than nothing. But if he doesn't give us anything else than what we already have, um, I mean,
Well,
how's it going to look in a court of law? And Mr. Finch Holman's definitely going to pick up on it. Oh, this person is a person that actually went out and committed the crimes. And he is not being charged with attempted murder. Like, in my opinion, it cannot be dropped to aggravated battery. It either has to be he gets full immunity, or he has to face the same charges with, your little notes. Like, he did cooperate, he was compliant. We request leniency in exchange for his compliance. But he's
Also,
going to be sitting in prison until that trial.
couldn't we also compel him to testify anyway? I mean, we would know if he'd be committing perjury because we've talked to him, got him on record stating the facts of the case that we would want him to be stating in court. I guess he could just plead the fifth the whole time if he wanted to, if we compelled him, but
He's not going to give up that name. I know that he's not going to.
no, I just
I personally don't blame him.
No, yeah.
I have gone through the text and the call history trying to find a number that I could maybe pinpoint, a second suspect.
Well, can we can we now get another search warrant for his shit? And
We
the
already
same way-
have it.
Yeah,
It's just not signed.
It's still awaiting a judge
okay,
signature.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get the same kind of crap that we got, and we can go through that just like we went through Salem's, and maybe number one, we'll get even more to show the back and forth. But
I mean, we already have the back and forth. He's already given us his text messages.
you know what I mean, like official, just more to strengthen the case.
Because I mean, here's my other sort of worry, and I'll say this in front of his lawyer too. But
Okay.
so, and I want to say this with you here as well, Miss Dawson. One of my concerns with, again, I have my concerns
If
about
we
letting
charge him with
walk
lesser
free and everything,
charges,
but my
it's
concern
not gonna
with
look
potentially
good.
putting him in there on something lesser at this time is this: if I were to put him in prison on a lesser charge, how is that going to look with her in there and she sees him go in for a lesser charge and then get out? She's going to fully believe he flipped on her. She's going to believe he made a
also
deal
gonna
of
look
some sort to get lesser
terrible.
charges. I mean, I have to consider also when
Finch is
offering
gonna
this
jump
deal to
all
him
over that.
his safety in it as well. If she believes he poses a risk to her that he may testify or he's provided extensive information on her, I mean, judging by all the evidence I have, she's already conspired to murder a government official. What's to stop her from conspiring to murder him? I mean,
fuck! She's even threatened in these text messages to have Roy learn a lesson, her own fucking husband, and a judge.
Yeah, she a cray cray. I don't know what's wrong with her.
She's also very calculated. I feel like she's a bit of a sociopath.
She's a manipulator. That's what it is.
That's the thing, and I want to make sure to make Mr. Bandz understand this. I don't want to punish him for this. I want to make sure he gets leniency for even being willing to come forward with this, regardless of how much cooperation he gives. I want to make sure he gets his fair shake. But
I mean, he said he is willing to give you guys everything except for the name.
Is he going to
And,
testify in closed chambers?
Yes, he would. I mean, as much as possible, like keeping his name completely out of the entire situation. Because I mean, like you
I'm
said, yes, the safety issue, but I mean,
I'm willing to agree to that. Um, I've
I don't want my
yeah
client to spend, you know, hut time.
yeah. And here's my thing, and I'd like your input on it too, detectives. What do we want to do with his charges? Do we wish him to serve time for any potential charges we offer him now, or do we wish him to basically, I don't know, be put into some form of protective custody until the hearing? And I don't know, because my biggest concern is if he's viewed by his co-conspirator or Miss Salim as cooperating with the police, how, I don't know. I worry about backlash towards him as well, because that's a real threat in this. I mean, like we've already stated, she's willing to go after a district attorney, her own husband, who's a judge. I hate to say it, but someone like Mr. Bandz would be nothing for her to go after.
Yeah, it's not even blood family. He's a son-in-law.
And that again comes to my worry of putting him in prison for a lesser time with her up there. Is she's calculated enough to recognize that.
Well, fuck. She did this with Primrose, and she's told us she saw Primrose like a daughter to her, and she's clearly shown she's willing to have someone who she considered a daughter taught a lesson. Uh, yeah, he is going to be in danger if she
So,
suspects he's flipped.
what if we did this? I mean, until like the investigation or the court case is over, just kind of let him go back to normal as is. Not to pique suspicion.
I want to guarantee that he's going to testify in closed court.
We can
It
guarantee
can be
that
a
he will
closed
be.
court hearing. It can be closed chambers in the closed court hearing. I will tell you now, Miss Salem already knows where we got the information.
I mean, if there's another conspirator,
Yeah, that's
and if
because that is my
they're getting
biggest
more,
concern.
money or whatever was in the text message.
We could
I mean,
pressure Salem in court
yeah,
about the
exactly.
conspirator.
I mean,
He's
exactly.
probably not going to give it up.
I'm definitely willing to consider lesser charges in agreement for his agreement to testify either
He
in
said
closed
he's even willing
chambers
to
or
give
such.
you guys the car and stuff.
Yeah, I'm definitely willing to consider those lesser charges. I don't know. Let's go have a conversation with him. I want to make him aware that a lot of my concern is for his safety as well, because I feel like, don't get me wrong, I understand I came off as very harsh there, as sort of is my job, but as a person to person thing, I'm also very concerned about his safety in this, as this is a very high profile case involving people with means and methods to be able to carry out hits on people. I mean, if she was just able to pressure him over text message with just a payment of a car, if for whatever reason she somehow gains access to her bank accounts, what's to say she can't pressure somebody else with money? I mean, she's a very
Yeah.
successful business owner.
I mean, and like you said before, she's very manipulative.
Exactly. That's
Mhm.
at the end of the day, that in all
I would
honesty is the
say
biggest thing
you
weighing
don't
on
want
my
to ruin
mind
her
when
role
trying to
play.
decide how
I
to
would
push
say she
charges and make a
probably
deal for
shouldn't
him is
own
the
PDM.
safety of persons involved. I mean, myself and the detectives, we know the risk we take with our jobs, but I can't say if I know that Mr. Bandz understands the danger he may put himself in, and I believe maybe that's why he's wanting to hide his co-conspirator, is maybe they're connected in some way to people too, but I I have my concerns about his safety at the end of the day.
Well, let's go talk to him then.
All right.
Kelly, you remember whenever I was gonna be a detective?
I do.
Oh, why
Sometimes
the
I
hell?
miss it.
I can just step up onto the table. Cool, my legs are longer than I thought they were.
I'm late for my bowling tournament.
All right, Mr. Bandz. Your attorneys advised us that you're willing to give levels of
If you were looking at
cooperation
what I'm
up
looking
into
at,
everything except
guilty as
giving
charged.
the name of your conspirator.
Correct.
I can sympathize with that, and I can agree to it.
Okay. Happy that
And
we was able to come to a middle ground.
Yeah, no, that honest with you, Mr. Bandz, that is ideally my goal for all of this. I would be remiss though if I didn't state this. Here's the level for why at the time, if you weren't willing to cooperate, I was looking at charges that are hot. If I'm to send you to prison right now for a lesser charge, and Miss Salim is there, sees you go into prison and get out, judging off everything we have, she's intelligent and possibly manipulative enough to gather that perhaps you flipped on her for a lesser charge. And I worry about your safety, sir, if I do so. If I send you to prison for a lesser charge and she is aware of that fact.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
I'm personally not worried about Scarlet Salam. If I was, then maybe I'd take a different deal. But I'm not.
Okay. And you
I
don't
would
have
also be concerned for your wife. She's shown a history of reaching out and, you know, wanting to hurt people and use people that, you know, they're close to against them.
Then, no comment. Gosh, figure out what I can say. No comment.
No, you're okay.
That's fair.
Again, of course, you're welcome to not answer this one, but do you believe it's a potential if I were to, do you believe it's a potential if you were to go to jail and then be seen around police or anything like that, that your co-conspirator may believe you flipped on them and they may come after you or those close to you?
No.
No. Okay.
I don't think, at this point in time, arrest records are public. So he could just say he went to jail for whatever reason.
Are you sure it's not accessible by like the newspaper things?
No, it's
It's not.
The only way to access your own individual arrest record is approach a member of the police department or Department of Justice.
I don't know how many
ask
holes he
about it.
can poke in
And
this
usually the police
evidence,
department
though.
would direct you to our offices for that.
So, question: if I'm saying that I will testify for full immunity, why are we still talking about time in prison?
He's just, so what he's saying is he was wanting to hold until trial if you previously.
If I didn't want to, okay, I
Right.
get
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah, I
because
understood
for
that.
your safety, so that Salem doesn't see you go in, go out, and then think, you know, that you got a lesser fine, which then or lesser time rather, which then means that she could put together that you cooperated with us.
Oh God,
No!
I'm so sorry. I am
It's
so
okay.
sorry.
You're
Now
gonna make-
listen,
you're
you're making
Kelly
me jealous. You're
yeah,
making me
yeah,
jealous.
yeah, that's Kelly's job.
Stop punching people,
I didn't mean to.
okay?
It's really bad for your
damn it.
lawyer, sir.
I'm really
Exactly.
sorry.
Stop punching. Look, it's me that did the bad thing. Don't punch people.
I'm very
okay?
sorry.
Oh
That
my
was
God, I'm so
definitely
late
a
for my bowling
misflex.
This was
tournament.
recorded too,
Serious one.
ma'am.
Yep,
Kelly
recorded.
has the body cam on. Look, I need a new lawyer.
Alright, I'll just leave.
I mean, that's up to you, sir.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Accidents do happen.
So let me ask this right now, Mr. Kane. Are you looking at still offering him some sort of immunity deal, or are you looking at offering him lesser charges? So instead of attempted murder, it will be aggravated battery. Hello?
The fuck?
Listen, I'm doing some stuff right now, okay? I am coming. You just hold them at bay. Order them pizzas on my behalf.
There is nobody here.
Oh, that's because I said it would be a 10.
At the
I
end
pushed
said-
it to 10.
So you pushed it
you
to
know
10
just as
when?
well as we did, you committed
when I woke up.
That is to a degree.
You didn't tell me nothing.
It's in the advertisement.
Till your last breath, sir.
I hate you,
I
Kelly.
really wish that.
Listen,
See
you
ya,
will
damn it.
appreciate me, okay?
Goodbye.
I can acknowledge that and accept that. What I'm willing to consider at this point, and it would, of course, hinge upon the completion of our deal and the testimony provided. I'm willing to consider immunity for agreement to testify, having your name upon record as witness and evidence. I will leave it open if a closed testimony is available in chambers privately with a judge. That will be offered first. If a judge says it is not available, I will attempt to make some sort of recommendation so that if you are worried about testifying in open court, that does not happen. And if it's deemed by a judge that it cannot be done, I will not hold it against you if you fear repercussions for testifying in open court. I would professionally prefer you be open to testifying in open court, but I understand with the level of this that testifying in closed chambers is a better option for you, and I agree that it is for your safety.
I mean, even if not closed chambers, you could request closed court. That way only the witnesses and whatever would be present.
And that's also something we may do, is request closed court for your testimony at least. All that on the table. If you follow through with your end, sir, I'm willing to consider immunity on. You've already taken a risk to yourself coming forward, providing evidence, etc., and I don't wish to see you get punished for coming forward. At the end of the day, my job is to make sure the law is upheld. If you're willing to make sure that an individual who by other means potentially could worm their way out of this is held to the full extent of the law, then I'm willing to consider it an immunity, so long as you follow through on your end. I would also ask, and this is not something you have to do unless you're willing, but I would ask if you'd be willing to
well, that's why I recommended closed court or
allow
closed
somebody
chambers.
to check up on you up until the court case, make sure you're safe and well. You don't have to provide your exact location all the time, but just to make sure that you're safe, that nobody's come looking for you or come after you. And if somebody does, please feel free to come to the police department at any time to potentially seek protective custody.
I'm willing to give you my personal phone number, sir. I'm around a lot.
I can agree to it. I personally don't need it, but I can, if that would make yourself feel better, I guess that I can agree to that.
It honestly would, Mr. Bandz, make me feel better, just because, I mean, you kind of said it yourself, and we all agree Miss Slim already strikes us as a manipulator, and she has the means potentially to manipulate people even from prison. We're unaware of how far her influence could stretch. Being a business owner with connections, I don't know if she did have somebody else that maybe she spoke with off any sort of records that can be tracked that maybe she also can reach out to. I don't know if she's owed any favors by anybody for the things she's done. So it's one of those things where I personally feel as though I'd be putting you potentially in jeopardy by at least not having somebody check up on you.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, I can always contact you as well.
Of course, yeah. Contact through your lawyers, of course.
We're around with each other most of the day anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and I mean, that would suffice to me, and your lawyer has the ability to reach out to me. My phone number is usually available to all the lawyers in the department, or my emails are open to them 24/7. So if you're willing to agree to that, I'm more than happy for that level too. I also want to make sure you're safe and you're able to complete your part to deal as well. So that, if something happens to you and you're unavailable, I at least have some knowledge that something's happened and I'm not just thinking you're skipping on us,
No, that's understandable.
So at this time, I'm willing to consider immunity. We won't press charges.
Thank God.
And as long as you follow through on everything, immunity will be offered. a deal will be presented to your attorney for you to sign on everything. I'll work on getting that drawn up as soon as I can get in the office and get it worked on.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Now as far as the closed quarters goes, who all will be there? Just him, the judge, and me and you, or
So a closed testimony would be myself as the district attorney's office, the judge, the defendant's lawyer will have to be present as well for the questioning. I believe that's going to be Finch Holman in this instance. I can see about having you present as his attorney to make sure that there's no violation of the deal. That should be pretty easy to manage. And then, of course, Mr. Bandz will be there as well if it's a closed testimony. In the case that it's a closed court testimony, which means we can't get closed chambers, it would be all parties of the court, the judge, most likely at least one or two bailiffs, any witnesses of the case, and the defendant and their attorney, as well as yourself. And if it is, I do believe, potentially if this goes to a jury trial, I'm not sure. The jury may be present for closed court, but I'm not sure on that one.
we've got a jury now.
I've
Ooh,
never seen a jury trial here.
Yeah. We have a courtroom that can support it, and I know the judges have thrown out the idea. I don't know if they do it yet or not, though.
I feel like the potential juror pool would be too small.
Possibly.
There'd have
I
to
don't
be
know.
like 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have to be. Yeah, very few jurors.
Like max 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, that, to my knowledge, that is how those would work. I can get further details whenever we put in a subpoena for it as well. So, or put in a request for it.
No.
Okay.
I would just ask, up until the finishing of the deal, try not to disclose information about the deal to anyone, just in case it puts them or you at risk for knowing. That kind of goes without saying, I would assume.
Yeah.
It's not like you can go out there bragging, "Oh, I made a deal with the police." So,
Well, yeah.
Excuse me.
You know,
Of
just
course,
keep
Cap.
your mouth closed, big mouth.
Hello, Kelly
Oh.
Price. What can I do for you?
We would like to apply for the bowling team if there's still slots.
Yes, I'm actually running late. I'm gonna get there as soon as possible, and I'll accept last-minute entries at the
It's
at
at the bowling
location.
spot by the Pizza This, right?
Yes, it'll be near Pizza This.
Okay, sounds good. We'll be there in like less than 5 minutes.
All right, awesome.
It sounds good.
See you soon.
There.
well, if there's nothing further
What's this
you'd like
door?
about or comments or concerns, then I think we all need to try and figure out our way back home from here.
If there's
I
a
got racehorse.
car outside, I'll commandeer
Oh
some.
yeah, we'll go commandeer something. Well, I mean, those are ours. It's in the CID building. We own all the employees.
Wait, did you just say you own all the employees?
Well, the
John?
employees are like computers and shit. Androids with AIs, advanced AIs. I didn't tell you that. You don't know that. Where's that pin? It does the flash thing. Oh shit. Nope, you ran past it, Kelly.
I knew that.
No. I think I wanted to run. Oh no, there they are.
Sorry, I walk slow.
No, you're good. Got it.
All right, I'm gonna probably drive them back to somewhere. John, you want to go to the bowling alley and accept the last-minute entries?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I got to go to the shop or the racehorse.
How is there not a single fucking car out here?
What? Oh no.
Ah.
Oh, they're just gonna go. They're just gonna run for it.
I mean, good luck to them.
I guess. I don't. Hey.
Hello,
Hey, are
Kelly?
you super busy right now?
Callie.
Oh, hello. Oh, God damn it.
Oh, who hung up on you?
Hello.
Hello? Can you
No.
hear me? Are you super
Yep.
busy right now?
I'm not super busy, but I'm in the middle of something. Why?
Oh, shit. We need a ride. We're stuck out here at the FIB building. We probably need two cars.
2 cars? How many people?
Potentially 5. 2 of them ran off.
Oh, who's out there?
Myself, Mr. Kane, John Lynch, a lawyer, and a suspect.
I can have Garcia and I come with vehicles if you want.
Alright. I'm really late for my bowling tournament, so, you know.
Okay, we'll come right now.
Alright, I appreciate you so much.
Yep. Bye.
And we got 2 cars coming.
Nice. Good job, Kelly.
I feel like that went well. I feel comfortable.
Well, I think they found the car.
Well, now we can ride with one, and then you can ride with somebody else, and they'll take you somewhere else, and we'll go to the bowling alley.
Yeah, true. Or at least you guys can go get your car or something.
176 in the
Change.
FIB building.
No, we're gonna bowl in this because we look fucking cool.
Yeah, we do. I'm just gonna take off my badge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna take off the camera now.
Oh, no, they should definitely not come in here with a car.
No, no, don't bring us.
Drive away. Drive away.
Please.
Drive away.
Please, no.
Hello? She just got in that car.
They're having real trouble getting through that gate. What the?
Yep, let's go this way.
That gate's like scissors.
Hey,
Oh my god.
you guys.
I got given the vehicle by one of your
Yeah, I totally believe
employees
you.
here.
I totally believe you. You should drive away. We have officers coming to pick us up.
Oh, shit.
Go, 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 go.
Oh, God.
Oh, we get the fence again.
Get through the gate.
Your gates are shit.
You got it. You got to time it right. Go. No.
Oh. Oh no. Oh wait. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Really useful fucking game.
Yeah, well, you can't get a car in there, so there you go. And look.
Oh,
Good.
Why does it scissor like that?
I have no idea.
CID stuff. Don't worry about it.
I didn't think it did that
Going to
when we
price?
pulled in.
I don't think it did.
Send it.
I'm around the corner now.
Copy that. We're running down the road.
Be firm.
You're leaving Kane behind, Kelly.
Oh, we gotta run faster. I wouldn't be in the middle of the
We got
road.
cars coming for us. Oh, they're right here. Oh,
All right.
cool, they coded to get here.
Yay!
You want to
Alright,
jump
we'll
in the
get
first
those.
one? We'll jump in the second one.
They got a ride from an employee.
Oh, what the fuck? Keaton, I have to ask you a question. Hold on.
Okay, then I'll ride with you.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
good.
somebody ride with Garcia, because I made him come out here.
We have to take us to the bowling alley.
Yep, take us to the bowling alley.
Okay. Bowling alley it is.
The good one, not the shitty one.
Wait, which one's a good one?
The one across from Pizza This.
Oh, okay. Oops. Oh, wrong way.
Alright, I'm taking off my badge and my camera.
practice at all,
I don't know if it will be alright. We'll be alright, I hope. If it gets to be closed chambers, because it's such a high profile case, not a lot of people will get to be there. I'll still stream it. Maybe I'll get
Where's
more
the other
views.
bowling alley? I thought there was only one.
It's the one across from Pizza This. Shit, I never grabbed the cigarettes from my glove box.
Oh, I got some more. Hold on. I'm gonna put these in the glove box. Oh. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. Alright, Kelly, reach across over here. Get them out of the glove box.
Alright.
I could have just handed them back to you, but you know.
I'm gonna smoke in
I
your
want
car,
you to reach
sir.
across me.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You can't watch.
Excuse me, my
Watch the road, not
eyes
us.
are very fucked up right now. I can't see shit.
And you're driving.
Yeah. Indigo
Put my
said it was,
seatbelt
She said it was an emergency.
It was. It is.
Oh, now I can see. See it late now. Sort of.
We're so late. We gotta take these last minute entries.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna worry about giving them a ticket. They've already got it.
Yeah. There's a. Why does it look like there's a burger shot here now?
Isn't that the bowling alley?
It is, but like you see it on your
Yeah, I see
GPS,
it.
it looks
It's a
like
burger.
the burger shot logo. That's weird. There's a burger shot in there now.
All right, maybe.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Garcia, I'm 76 to MRPD.
All right, let's go.
It's just gonna be us versus Rosen. Tickets.
Gamble's got them.
3 almost 23 MRPD.
And he's outside. What do you mean, likely story? Kelly literally gave them to him.
I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, knowing Gamble, he hasn't got the ticket.
With the ticket?
Do you have
Oh,
the
now
ticket?
now he's wearing the glove. Everyone making fun of me for wearing the glove.
I don't care what other people think.
We decided
Oh,
we're gonna
what-
come
what-
in our cool detective outfits because they look cool.
Hell yeah! Whatever.
Plus, we
what
just
was I
came from
supposed
the
to bring?
CID building.
A ticket.
Tickets.
I
Bowling
mean, you know,
tournament
Us
tickets.
both.
you know, I'm good for it. So
That's gonna be another $5,000.
True. True. Where's Wolf and oh
Just
no,
realized
Wolf
I
is
haven't
in a
got my gloves
coma.
on.
Uh oh.
I got an idea, John. We can just settle this right now. You want some more advice?
No. I'd like a refund for that original advice.
I gave you good advice, John. Be a man.
Cordy's gonna be
It was so
good.
bad. It did not help at all.